seconds. Let's see. All right, there we go. We're 7 seconds in. The reason I bring up 7 seconds is the YouTube creator channel. If you're here on YouTube and you're a creator, they just released a video detailing that your video will get flagged. They said the yellow dot. I don't know what that means because I'm not monetized. I'm guessing that's limited monetization. I'm guessing yellow is slow. Red means none. But YouTube, the creator channel, Creator Studio, great channel. You should check it out. They fill you in on updates within the YouTube creatorverse. And they just released a video saying that if you're a YouTube creator and you cuss, you swear within the first 7 seconds, now you might not get the yellow dot. Again, it wasn't, maybe I just have a bad memory, but I don't think it was too precise because they have different levels of swearing. There's like mid-range swearing, which is the S word and the B word, butthole, I think. And then they have like the flagrant swearing, which is the F word, I'm guessing the C word, the Z word, the Y word. So interesting stuff. I highly recommend checking out the YouTube creator channel. Welcome, I'm Rob. I do a live stream every weekday, every single weekday. I'm here for your satirical entertainment. We joke about the news. We comment on the news. I call it newsmentary, news commentary. We joke about the news because the news is a joke most of the time, at least recently. It seems like there aren't many adults in the room when it comes to our country being America. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Today we're going to talk about some more Donald and Jeff leaks. Sounds like a bad 80s sitcom. Donald and Jeff. Of course, I'm talking about Donald, the president, and Jeffrey Epstein, the horrific trafficker. And there's a lot. There's a lot. Did you see? Where was it? Did you see? This was on Twitter. Let me see if I can get out of the way. And even Elon Musk is calling out how this is going to go down. This was a screen grab from Twitter, and everybody's calling it. I mean, this is pretty obvious, right? They're telegraphing their moves, as they say in sport. But even Elon Musk is giving it the old bullseye. He didn't even give this one a interesting. Usually that's his like go-to tweet. I bet he even hootsuite. Interesting. But this one, Elon said, bullseye. Ghislaine names a bunch of Democrats. Says Trump did nothing wrong. MAGA praises her. And Trump pardons her. And Elon's like, yeah, that's how it's going to go. Remember when Elon tweeted, have a great day? Donald Jennifer Trump is in the files. Remember that? So if you haven't been paying attention to the news, there's a whole lot. Donald's been sitting down doing these interviews and say he broke off the relationship. Why? Because Epstein stole people that work for him. And within that interview, he said this too. Let me see if you can hear this. I'll turn up the volume.
I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Now, hopefully you hear that. He said, I never had the privilege of going to his island. Weird thing to say. Hey, what's up, Solus? I remember Elon tweeting, Trump's on the list. And then he's going to deport. Yeah, Trump was like, I got to deport Elon. Which I've been saying, why are they not calling ICE on Elon? Elon and his brother Kimball, if you don't know, they admitted on stage in an interview that they were illegal immigrants. I'm new to your stream. Nice to meet you, Mohammed. Thank you for joining. Hit subscribe. I comment on the news. I call it newsmentary, news commentary. We just joke about the news because it's all a joke. These leaders, red and blue, they take us all for idiots, fools. They think they can tell us there's thousands of video evidence and lists on my desk and then tell us, just kidding, there's no list. Um, but, there is one thing that Donald has been doing and saying. Where is it? Is it this? No, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Um, from an article in the New Republic. Even I think this is what Elon is talking about, that Trump, I think he said Larry Summers, which if you don't know who Larry Summers is, he's the one who helped crash the economy back in 2008. And then during the pandemic, TV shows were having him on for economy advice. I'm like, do not know who this guy is. He's an absolute asshat. Um, but Trump was sitting in an interview saying Larry Summers visited the island. Clinton visited the island. And it's like, if there's no list, how do you know all these people went there? Are you telling us who you saw, Donald? I still wish I just want one reporter to say, Donald, can you just tell us who you saw? Are you commenting on Bill Clinton because that's who you saw there? Were you having a late brunch with Larry Summers on the island? Is that how you're calling him out? Because if there's no list, right? This is only simple mathematics. It's common sense. It's not even critical thinking. But if there's no list, how is Donald Jennifer Trumpet saying these people are on the list? You know what I mean? Use your noggin, folks. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. And then in a little bit, I want to talk about this article from what is it from? What is it from? It's from 94.1 KPFA. Does anybody listen to that station? I don't know who they are. And I should have found that out before. 94.1 KPFA. It's a West Coast station because of the K. If you don't know that, I worked in radio for a long time. The K's are on the West Coast. The W's are on the East Coast. So it's a West Coast. I'm guessing it's some California station. And they had an interview with some dude who looked into Target. And I don't know, but he's saying Target has profiles on you, your children, your grandma, your aunts, your uncles, everybody who shops there. And the reason this all spun about is because as I was scrolling through Reddit, someone asked the question in Reddit, said, hey, is it true that Target will let you steal from them until you've stolen enough that equals a felony, like a grand theft charge or whatever it is? And they said, can anybody tell me if that's true? And someone below, again, this is all on Reddit, someone below responded to the Reddit question, asking if Target compiles a file on you and they wait until you've stolen enough, then hand it over to the police and bust you so they can press real charges against you. And someone said, yes, I work for them. This is true. So I said, all right, Reddit, thank you for the information. Let me do a little bit of digging. And I came up with this article. I'll show it to you. Calm down. This article right here. 941kpfa.org. Ooh, and it's an organization. And this dude had some findings that Target has files on you, your children. Everyone knows what time it is on your watch at checkout. They built a system where, They built the system where they can track individuals, compiling data that police later use to justify arrests. Holy smokes. Holy shnikes, folks. So we're going to talk about that too, okay? But first, we got to talk about Donald, Jennifer, and Jeffrey Epstein, and the new stuff that's coming out. And there is new stuff. There's always new stuff. Binkers, 2,500 is enough for all states. Oh, wait, I'm missing. Trump tore Starmer a new one, Power Box. Did he? I didn't see that. Mr. Brad, yes, it's true. Are you talking about Target? Did you work there? Do you know? Do you have any inside info, Mr. Brad? But not a Target at Walmart. Let him go. Tell it was a felony. No, like a spoiled brat, Trump is a tantrum when Epstein thought it would be funny and outbid Trump on a property he really wanted. That's why Trump stopped talking to his closest friend. I don't know where you're getting that, Toronto Yao, but Trump said, I think I even have the audio. Hold on. Trump said earlier.
And I threw him out of the place, persona non grata.
Here.
I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. And I threw him out of the place, persona non grata.
So if you don't hear that, that's from an interview that's Donald Jennifer himself, Fred Trump's son, if you're from the 80s. And that Nepo baby right there, Donald Jennifer said the reason he stopped his relationship with Epstein was not because he was a creep, not because of all the pageants they held together that they bought and owned and had creepy parties with teenage girl, I don't know, whatever age. We'll get into that. There's a report on that later. A girl at 14 met Trump and Epstein. But he didn't end his friendship with Epstein because of real estate, because he was a creep, because he was taking Bill Clinton to an island, what Trump said. No, it was because he took one of his cooks or chefs or someone that worked for him. Maybe he took a masseuse that worked for him. That's what I was thinking. I said, how did nobody ask who was the employee that Jeff Epstein stole from you, Donald? Like, think about this. I'm just a live streamer, right? I don't even work in radio anymore. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We comment on the news. We do news commentary, newsmentary, 5 days a week. So hit subscribe, join the conversation. But just think about this. How irresponsible is the media? Are these journalists, are these degree-holding journalists, if they allow the president to say he stole an employee from me and no one's follow-up was it a masseuse? I mean, that seems like a god-darn given, right? Wouldn't you at least be like, was it one of your masseuses? With, you know, the special ending masseuses, Donald? Who was it? What employee? Was it a gardener? How do they not ask? Binkers, double tap the screen to like the stream. Yes, please double tap. True, because you read it. Hit subscribe, cat. Age is only a number. Yeah, listen, Aaliyah had a song like that, and look at her ex-boyfriend, R. Kelly, and where he is. No, I'm not MAGA. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm wearing a red hat is because we're taking it back, folks. You notice this don't say MAGA. This was a red hat before the MAGAs got it. The MAGAs got it. We're taking that hat back. That's what we're doing, all right? And this is dedicated to all my fellow drug war veterans out there. Everybody who's gone down, served their time in the drug war. Well, the drug war is still kind of going on in some states. It just depends what imaginary line you live beyond. So, salute to all my drug war veterans. We served in a war, not in the military, in a war against the, my great-grandpa was in one. Well, salute to him. Okay, so Donald establishes that his wonderful secret-keeping best friend, who he sent birthday cards to, and poetry, wrote that enigma a poem. He said he never had the privilege to go to that island, which is a weird thing to say, but let's not talk about that. What I want to talk about is the thing The Daily Show, Seth Meyers, The Late Show. I'm trying to think. Who else have I seen joke about this? A lot of people have joked about this, and no one has brought up Jon Stewart. Oh, I said The Daily Show, sorry. A lot of people have discussed this interview and Donald Trump saying, I cut ties with him because he stole an employee. And not one of them has called out the press in that meeting, not raising their hand and saying, was the employee masseuse? Who was the employee? Was it a model? Was it one of your employees at the pageant? Who was the employee? What industry did they work in? We know it wasn't IT. You know, who was this? I'm for sure a drug war veteran. Still battle the addiction today. The struggle is real. Chicago Red 6300. Yep, you know. The struggle is real, and there's still many people. This, you know, the in your face yet not respected epidemic that is still happening in America. Many people falling victim to drug addiction, and the horrible thing about this drug war that is still happening today. Number one, cannabis is a medicine that can help people struggling with opioid addiction. But number two is that people like Donald Trump and even some of the well, not really the Democrats, but you hear the Republicans, and I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, okay? Get out of the red and blue box, people. Fuck them colors. But the thing you hear a lot of these Republicans talk about is like fentanyl, crossing the border, all this bullshit. And then they talk about criminalizing people with substance abuse. We talked about this on the live stream last week, that Donald Trump signed a bill to instigate states to criminalize homelessness, substance abuse, mental disorders, all things that follow along with addiction. He wants to criminalize it. And when it's proven that people with addictions, they need help, they need rehab, they do not need prison, they do not need to be criminalized or more stigmatized or made more taboo or made to look like villains. People with addiction need help. They need love, they need rehabilitation, and they need re-entry into the community. And the only way you do that is by funding programs. And right now, if you know a loved one who's struggling with addiction and you've tried to get them help, like I have many, many times, you know, there's long wait lists, there's no beds, there's insurance things, there's high costs, and these are all stumbling blocks to people reintroducing themselves into society as instead of a functioning addict, as a functioning human. And it's horrific to me that easily Donald Jennifer, Kamala Harris, Joseph Joke Biden, all these asshats could have just federally decriminalized cannabis, and none of them have. They could have made universal health care by taxing the ultra wealthy, the uber wealthy, not you and me. If you're making 6 figures, good for you. We're talking about people making 7, 8, 9 figures, okay? Taxing them a tiny bit, give us universal health care, help those addicts get back on their feet. And it's proven. Less welfare, less degeneracy. Oh, Bible thumper. It's horrible that you have Bible thumper in your name and you're saying shit like that. Can you even see that? You have no idea who Christ was. What did you do? Thump the Bible on your head? Give me a break. Even without drugs, it would be something else. Free money is evil. Nobody's talking about free money. Again, stop showing off your stupidity. This is about helping people. This is about not free money. It's about people. And the thing is, in the long term, the cost actually benefits society. Just criminalizing people and putting them in jail, this is proven. I talked about this the other day. Read book Rutger Bregman's Utopia for Realists. When you criminalize people and you have to house them in jail, our tax dollars, that free money to jail them, it costs more. And when you give them the things they need, it costs less and it's less of a strain on society. But I mean, I can't hold your hand through this whole thing, you know? But that's the mindset that I'm talking about, the stigma mindset, Bible thumper, which is so ironic that your name is Bible thumper. You mean that ironically, like you don't care about Jesus or the Bible, right? You just want to use that to be an asshole to people. That's what I'm guessing your name means. Because there's no way you've read Jesus's book, his writings, and you were like, oh yeah, the guy who's like, love your neighbor, love your enemy, turn your cheek. If somebody asks, if your enemy asks you to walk a mile, go 2 with them. You can't mean that guy. The guy who didn't charge a copay to heal the lame, the sick, the blind. The guy who, when he found a girl who was cheating and they all wanted to stone her to death, that guy who said, hey, whoever hasn't sinned here, you go ahead and throw the stone. And all you heard was the stones drop into the ground. You can't mean that guy, right? Your name must be ironic. Doesn't Jesus want you to be lazy? No, but he obviously doesn't want you to be fucking stupid. That's why he brought you into my live stream. Seriously, cut it out. Oh, God. Oh, these people. Exhausting. But I can't entertain the trolls. Anyways. You aren't supposed to judge the poor and the meek. That's what I mean. Like some of these people. Bye, Wilbert. Oh, is his name Wilbert? Addicts need way more than just getting off drugs. Yes, that's what we're talking about, Brian Gilly. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. They need the help, the reintroduction into society. And if you know an addict, I'm a former addict, and if you've ever been affected by anybody who has stumbled with addiction, you know they like to isolate. Criminalizing them, punishing them, putting them in jail is the absolute worst thing to do. Go watch any of the jail channels on YouTube. There's a lot of them. A lot of my friends who've gotten out of prison, they're not going to tell you, oh, jail rehabbed me. And as soon as I got out, I was ready to be a functioning member. No, they teach you some of the worst shit. And the worst part about it is if you look at prisons in other parts of the world, you know, the successful, happy countries in the world, they do rehab programs. But guys, we're getting way off topic. This is about Donald, Jennifer Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein, the enigmas, the wonderful secret-keeping best friends. There is a new... Okay, so Trump accidentally wrecks his own Epstein lies. Musk goes for jugular. This is the article I was talking about before. Why won't Trump... Hold on. Jeffrey Epstein scandal. And this is from thenewrepublic.com. I think I have it on here. Where is it? Here we go. Read along with me if you can read. If you're MAGA, that's okay. I'll read it to you. Epstein scandal, but he undermined himself. He claimed to know about elite Democrats and liberals who had visited Epstein, but that just raises the question that won't go away. If this is what the Epstein files would reveal, then why isn't Trump ordering their release? Every time Trump says such things, he wrecks his own big lie, that the Epstein scandal is a Democratic hoax that actually implicates Democrats, even as he won't release the files. Meanwhile, Elon Musk just endorsed the idea that Trump might try to pardon Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, in exchange for exoneration. Musk knows Trump's machinations here are a major point of weakness. And this is what I was talking about earlier. If you're not on Twitter, God bless you. This is the tweet they're referencing that Elon Musk said, yep, this is exactly what's going to happen. Elon Musk, you know, that loser ass hat. Even he's like, yeah, Trump's in the files, folks. Like, not only is he in the files, but there's more stuff. Hold on. Let me find it. Stop. Oh, so this is from slate.com. The story I've told about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein for years. Suddenly people are more interested, including the White House. This is from July 29th, today. Early one Sunday, when I was the president of the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino at Atlantic City, you could read along, again, unless you're MAGA, we'll read it to you. I was the president of the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. Donald Trump and his friend Jeffrey Epstein arrived to the casino unannounced, but there was a problem. They had brought guests too young to be there. Casino security and regulatory personnel had been intimidated by Trump and had failed to verify their birth dates. Are we seeing a theme? The following Monday, the incident was brought to my attention by the independent chief gaming inspector permanently stationed at the property. He told me Trump had brought an underage woman onto the casino floor. When I inquired how he could know, in the absence of identification checks, his response was quick. I'm a tennis fan and recognized the woman with Trump, the world's number 3 tennis player, Gabriella Sabatini. He said he knew she was 19 at the time. The two other with them appeared significantly younger, but I never discovered their ages. Sabatini did not respond to a request for comment. Free Luigi. Now, I don't pay for Slate Plus because I think it's bullshit that all these outlets, all these journalists that say, you know, democracy dies in darkness. You know, truth and light give democracy. All these outlets that are like, you got to support our reporting so we can keep a democracy, but then they paywall you. It's like, why do you have advertisements? Why do you have banner ads? Why do you have all these ads sprinkled everywhere? Why do you have pop-up ads when I come to your site? You're getting paid, okay? How much does your CEO make? Cut his pay in half and then take the banner ad off. So I don't pay for that shit. Sorry, I'm missing a ton of comments. Dude voted for Heels Up Harris. Tennessee knucklehead. And you voted for a PDF file and a guy who protects Jeffrey Epstein. So I'll take Harris any day over Epstein's best friend. But, you know, teach their own, guys. And then if you don't know, because maybe you're like, what? Donald Trump had a casino? Yeah, he bankrupted a casino. And if you don't know about that, that's a great story. I know I got this somewhere. Where's the story? Where's the story? Where is it? Where is it? Did I not take a picture? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Read along, folks. This is the story of Donald Trump's failing casino. You know that wonderful deal maker, The Art of the Deal, not author. You know he didn't write that book. He had a ghostwriter. Everything he's done has been a fraud. But he had a casino at once upon a time. And unlike most people, he didn't make money on it. And his casino no longer exists. That's probably why you're like, what? He had a casino? Cool. I'd love to go support it. Well, you can't because it failed. And Mother Jones had a great article on that casino that women who were not of age attended with Trump, from the report that we just read, from the Slate report. Now I'm going to share with you a little about the casino. Again, feel free to read along. It's in the back. If you're MAGA, don't worry. If you can't read, we'll read it to you. Donald Trump's career was built on help from his father, Fred. And if you don't know that, just Google it. Whether it was the years Trump spent managing his dad's apartment building or the political connections and multi-million-dollar loan guarantee that made cash-strapped Donald's first deals possible, and casinos, steak, airlines, all the things that don't exist anymore, Trump University, that's all possible because of his daddy, Trump. If you don't know that I didn't know this either. Some YouTuber brought this up, and I said, let me read about that. That's interesting. By the way, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I do a live 5 days a week. We joke about the news because the news is a joke. I mean, if you thought this guy was a serious businessman who could bankrupt a casino, like, that's a joke, right? Like, we all got to be joking here. Don't worry. Don't take life too seriously. You never get out alive. The great Van Wilder said that. I believe he's a philosopher. Anyways, this casino, again, you can read along. The lawyer, Howard Schneider, approached the casino cage. Hold on, let me read a little before that. If Fred simply wrote Donald a check, the money would have been used to pay off that debt. His casino was in debt. He owed money. So as Michael Kranish and Mark Fisher described in their new book, Trump Revealed, the elder Trump sent a lawyer to the Trump castle to sneak money straight into the ailing casino's coffers. The lawyer approached the casino cage, handed over money out of the casino. His casino's about to go under, and Daddy Fred wants to help his Nepo baby, wants to help old Silver Spoon himself. Snyder then walked over to a blackjack table where a dealer paid out the entire amount in 670 gray $5,000 chips. The next day, the bank wired another 150 into Fred's account at the castle. Once again, Snyder arrived at the casino and collected the full amount in 30 or more chips. So he's taking chips away, not playing, but donating the money, essentially. That let Trump use the de facto loan whatever way he needed. Sure enough, the castle made its bond payment that day. The tactic had a nice financial benefit. Not only did he avoid default on the bonds and the risk of losing control of Trump Castle as a result, but patrons who hold gaming chips normally are not paid interest. Then it says the New Jersey Casino Control Commission investigated the chip purchase the following year and said it was an illegal loan that broke the state's rules about casinos receiving cash from approved financial sources. I'm sure they have laws about that. The Inquirer wrote that the casino lawyer told the paper Fred Trump is ineligible for licensing and Trump Castle should be required to return the money, a move that would almost certainly force it into bankruptcy court. Interesting. Good businessman, huh? Or crooked crook. So the reason we're here, the reason why we're trying to educate people on Donnie, old failed casino, old bankrupted casino Donnie, is because the previous story from Slate said that the casino, the president of the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, saw Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein arrive at the casino unannounced with girls that could not get in because they weren't over 21 to gamble. So that story is resurfacing, getting a lot of attention. And with that, I thought it would be great to bring to your attention, if you didn't know, if you were like, oh, Trump's a great businessman, that's what he does. I read the book that he didn't write, Art of the Deal. Just so you know, like, he's not, you know, this is a house of cards ready to fall. And now we're seeing these wonderful secrets being exposed, the Enigma secrets. At least we voted for our candidate. Wait, I'm missing so many. The soul screams of fire that burn nothing but my own turds of logic. Ruthless calculus. Interesting name. Ruthless. Trump on his knees in front of Netanyahu right now. Nothing Burger Channel. Too much Trump derangement syndrome. Dead City Radio. I still find it so fascinating, the people who are willing to defend a proven Epstein best friend. Like, this is proven now. And Trump's behavior makes it that much worse. It went from like, oh, we had the flight logs, we knew who was on the plane half a dozen times, to now it's like, oh, there must be much more, because you don't act like this. You don't go from Pam Blondie saying, we have the list, we have the files, we're going to release it, Dan Oingo Boingo, Dan Vagina, whatever his name is, and Kash Patel saying, we're going to release even JD Vance and Trump all saying, we're going to release the list. You don't go from that to, there's no list, it's a hoax, and then sporadically sprinkling in that Clinton, Larry Summers, all these other people are on the list while saying it's still a hoax. Like, you don't have that kind of allergic reaction to addressing this if it's not real bad. So it's always fascinating to me, Dead City Radio, people like that. And Patrick, not as cool as a name as Dead City Radio. I'll give you that. See, difference between you and me. I could still say that's a cool ass name, Dead City Radio. It's just wasted on somebody who will defend a PDF file friend. And what do you guys think? What has proven me? Are you not paying attention, son? Donald Trump, on his own, said he was friends with Epstein. Like, he's in magazine articles bragging about their friendship. Proven. Epstein in jail for what? Proven. Wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well on a TV interview when she was going to jail for what? Proven. What are you, fucking stupid? God, Soulless, what's up? It's kind of weird because for me it feels like all this stuff already happened many years ago. Well, Soulless, because it did. It happened many years ago. It's just this time around. It might be a reflection on the base, but it's very weird that we knew all this stuff. In Trump's last regime, they put Epstein in prison. And this one, now they're like, oh, wait a minute. He might actually have been knowing this dude. And it's like, yeah, we knew that shit. And you still voted for him. So now we got to hammer this nail home. Why don't I defend Hillary, Biden, and Obama? Because I don't like them, Tony. Oh, Tony, poor Tony. See, this is the other thing I try to educate people on. Guys, I know Donald, Jennifer, triumphantly fraudulent Trump has tried to convince you it's blue versus red, it's woke versus them, it's us versus them. You fucking dummies. And I don't mean to cuss, I'm very sorry. But sometimes it's called for it because you're being a fucking dummy. None of them. If this doesn't prove it to you that Epstein and Trump were best friends, that they're all the deep state. I know that's the language you baggers like to use. They're all the deep state. None of them are our friend, okay? You notice how my butthole doesn't pucker when I talk about Bill Clinton or Larry Summers at the island? I don't give a shit about any of these elites. Donald Trump is an elite. I don't give a rip about them. I don't care. Let them all go down. Release the list. You, on the other hand, think this is woke versus us. we're conservatives. We like Jesus, but only the Jesus who hates his enemies, which Jesus never said that. And that's the issue, that these Donald and Epstein tricked you to think I'm your enemy. I'm not. You know what makes me radical and woke and anti-fascist is I don't want a king. I want you to have a raise. I want you to have paid time off. If you have a kid, I'd like you to have a year family leave. I'd like you to have multiple vacations a year. And I would never, ever, ever like you to go into medical debt. Universal basic health care, universal basic income. These are all the things I believe. So even though you have these stupid ass takes, I still want you to like your life. And more than that, be able to enjoy it, not stress and vote about the cost of eggs. People were voting on the price of eggs last election. You know how dumb that is in America? God damn. So that's the difference. The reason people call me radical and woke is because I want your life to be better. I think if some of these people's lives were better, we wouldn't see this easily divided over fear of the other. Trump is a goat. He's a billy goat, a literal goat. That dude is a turd eater. How about a living wage for we the people? Thank you. Well, I've always said this. People always go, Trump cares about the working class. He did no tax on tips and overtime. First of all, that expires in 2028. The corporate tax cuts, that don't expire. So what does that tell you? But second of all, he could just easily write one of his presidential post-it notes, the executive memos, the executive order, and just say, I raise the minimum wage. He could easily do that. And by the way, why don't we have a maximum wage? Huh? These CEOs are out of line. Getting Starbucks CEO makes $6,666, interesting number, more than the average employee. Back in the 60s, it was like 20 to 1. Now it's 6,666 to 1. That's insane. And if you support that, something's wrong with your brain. Trump wears panty liners. He probably wears worse than that. And I bet you Jeff Epstein knows about it. Anyways, hit subscribe. Bandito! Oh, the family members are arriving. Good to see you, Banditos, Soulless. Love you too. I don't say this enough, but hit subscribe. I'm Rob. I go live every weekday, okay? Even when we get a socialist radical wokist in the White House, any presidential memos, a 3-day work week, which we should have, by the way. Who's against that? And if you say you're against that, you're just lying. You just don't want other people to have it, so it doesn't mean you're against it. You just don't want other people to have a 3-day work week. But even when we go down to the 3-day work week in 2029, which hopefully it's sooner, I'm trying to act like The Simpsons and predict shit now. But even when we go down to the 3-day work week, I'll still be here 5 days a week for you. George Carlin said it best. Who said that? James Hillman? You know George Carlin should be mandatory watching and listening for this channel, okay? The whole big club speech, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You need, because I'll tell you what, before each one of my children graduate high school, I take them on a drive and they have to listen to specific George Carlin bits. There's some stuff I'll cut out, but because now he has so much. Since he passed, there's more. But a little while ago, there was a couple of CDs you could throw in. Stream. A couple of things you could stream. And that's what my mother did with me. I have George Carlin books. I had Jammin' in New York, all this stuff on VHS. And I had to watch that. That was part of my education. And that should be your education to come and watch this channel. Because if you think Donald Trump, who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, he said so himself. This is not my words. Go look. Google 2002 New York Magazine article, Jeff Epstein, Donald Trump, and you'll see in his own goddamn words. But if you think that guy gives a shit about you, something's wrong with you. Mental health. That's why it's so important in America. Benjamin Williams, Robson Man. Oh, that's very kind of you. So now hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can join me again, Benny. If I can call you Benny. I'm not sure if we, of the drug war. I missed the first one, tough love. Stop complaining, start solving the problems. Oh, I love that one, Horseshoe. Love that one. Trump is better than Washington and Lincoln? Yeah, if you don't know who either of those other two guys are, I guess so. I'm a veteran of the drug war, not of the military. I got denied access to the military. I still got the letter because I was too young. Tried dropping out of high school and going into the Marines. Anyways, Jeff Epstein, that name's kind see, slow and low. Trump 2028 and beyond. Isn't that so weird? These people are like anti-American for Jeff Epstein's best friend. Like we won't even, I know he hates being called Donald, so maybe we won't even call him Donald anymore. We'll call him Epstein's wonderful secret keeping best friend. And these people would sacrifice America for him. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. But I'm glad you're here because we can educate you. That's the key to all this. Why do you think Trump was like, I'm going to put the wrestling lady in front of the Department of Education? Because he wants you stupider and stupider every day. He says, just put your blinders on and just listen to me. Just listen to old daddy Donald. Epstein's bestie, SC. That's what we're calling him on this channel from now on. I'll call him King of the Wonderful Enigma Secrets. That's what I'll call him, Tony. Tony, another anti-American. I don't know why so many people are anti-America. Seriously. And for an orange turd? Like, God. This dude is a pathetic high school dropout. How pathetic is that? Actually, Jinx, I'm glad you don't know my whole story. I went back. It took me 5 years to graduate. I had to do night school while working full-time construction. And then I even went to college and graduated. So go fuck yourself. It's called discernment. Ooh, good word, Adrian. That's something I agree with. Ah, shoot. They're going diaper Donnie. I love it. I love the people who are like, you failed high school. No, I dropped out, you moron. What do you not know how to fucking listen? Your ears broken? Couldn't do it right the first time. That's true. I had an addiction problem. You're going to go shit on addicts too? You're just showing how wonderful your character is. You and Donald deserve each other. Trump is king and I'm Mexican. Oh, Adrian, then you're stupid. I don't know what to tell you. He would send you to El Salvador. He wouldn't even send you back to Mexico. You understand that, right? You understand that, right? Crying every day, making no difference. Well, I'm just trying to let people know that when you support Donald, you support Jeffrey Epstein's best friend and the deep state, keeping those Epstein files hidden from you. That's what they're doing. Remember, day one, we're going to release the files. Everybody, Glenn Beck was saying day one, Kash Patel's going to walk in there and release them files. Oh, it turns out Donald's all over them. No, liberals, well, I'm not a liberal. Remember, get it correct. Arion or Areola, whatever your name is, get it correct. I'm a radical Marxist woke leftist, okay? If you're going to come in here and try to address me as a liberal, that's when I take offense. Jesus, know your left positions. I refuse to be called a liberal. Matt Kelly, I'm crying like a liberal. And you guys are defending PDF files. Commie. It's commie. Come on, Areola. So you're mentally insane. The people who are supporting a king in America saying he should run for 3 and 4 terms are calling me nuts. That's like the height of fucking you're dumb. only the beginning part. Das Kapital. I've only gotten like 4 chapters in. But if you want to buy me the book, you can support the channel. Link down below. Buy me a coffee if you want me to get the book. They have some of it free online. Keep your face always toward the sunshine and shadows will always fall behind. Elena Gregory, what are you, Irish? Dear Ditch, Slongofol, Chucky Orla. You're awesome. I'm subscribed. Don't feed the... Wait. Your name has to come back. Don't feed the wow guy? What does that mean? My Christ, please tell me what your name means. This is the other reason why I love YouTube. Listen, sometimes we talk about news and sometimes we just have a conversation. That's why I say hit subscribe and join the conversation, because don't feed the Yao guy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I need to know the story behind that. And please tell me you have a YouTube channel where you do not feed whatever those things are. I don't care what people support. We all people, and if you hate, tells more about yourself. Mac the Pity, good name, cute dog. Oh my God, that looks like my old dog. I agree. I only use the labels because you see MAGA. MAGA needs to, like, as George Carlin says, symbols are for the symbol minded. And MAGA really needs symbols. They need to say, I'm red. That's why I'm wearing my red hat, because we're taking it back. They say, I'm red, you're blue. They call me liberals. They don't even understand when I'm, talking about UBI and universal basic, like that's not even liberal agenda. But they need simple language. That's why Donald Trump speaks to them. He speaks at like a fourth grade level, and they fucking listen at a third grade level. So they're like, wow, this guy's a brilliant mind. But the thing is we, shit. When I first registered to vote, I was Green Party. I refused this red blue bullshit, right? And once people wake up to that, what you said, again, your name went by, so I'm very... Hold on. Don't feed the Yell Guy. Yell Guy is a mutated bear. It's phase 3 from fall. It's phrase from... Oh my God. Now I have to look into this lore. I don't know what that is, but thank you for explaining. That means the world to me. I love weird lore and backstories. Shit. I'm so sorry. I forget who I was talking with. I forget your name. I'm so sorry. But you made a great point that we're people. Oh, Mac the Pity. Look at that. Sharp ass memory. Camera, TV, person, bear, dog. Mac the Pity. Look at me, Trump. Look at me, Donald. I passed the dementia test too. Mac the Pity was saying, I don't care. I'm a person. Just don't hate. And that's the thing. Donald, his biggest thing, you've never seen him, well, outside of wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well, you don't see him saying, like, I want people to do well. This sucks. He'll say America should be great again, which he references the 50s and racism, shit like that. But if you understand what I'm for people not going into medical debt. That's a uniquely American thing. I'm for not people having vacation time and not having to earn PTO, not having to earn a sick day. Isn't that crazy? Like, guys, I need you to think about this. You get a job and then you have to earn your sick time. You have to earn enough to be sick. What fucking psycho wrote that? I'll tell you who. Corporate CEOs. Because they give it to the politicians and the politicians implement their will. So what I'm for, hi from Austria, Lena W. What's up, Austria? I love this. Let's take a second real quick. So to finish my Mac the Pity point, we should just be looking out for each other. And you notice MAGA specifically operates on fear and division. And it's not your fault. You fell victim to that. It's not your fault you trusted someone. And that's why I even say with MAGA, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, keep coming back. We'll educate you. Who was? So a lot of times I also like to ask people, if you're from around the world, even if you're from somewhere in America, please drop it in the comments. I love to know where people are from. We got people from Egypt, Australia, the Kiwis, my favorite. The funniest accent in all of the world is the Kiwi accent. The New Zealanders, Taika Waititi, Flight of the Conchords, they have the most hilarious sounding accent. Like, they could say anything and it would be brilliantly funny. Unless you think there's another one. Lubbock, Texas. All right, Texas in the house. Suck it easy, Rob. I hope I don't see you on my feed ever again. I'm from Arizona. All right, my name. Well, I hope someday that you don't ever have to earn your sick time, and I'll keep fighting for you. North Washington, Elena Gregory. I want to go, and you don't mean north of Washington City, you mean Pacific Northwest. Weymouth, get out of here. I used to live there. Richard Cranium. Is that your real last name, Cranium? There's no way. Unless you, like, descended from big brains. But I believe it. It's a very Irish town. A snowflake Trump supporter. They get triggered so easy. Capitalism is bad, so I'm going to get on my iPhone and whine about how bad it is while I'm sipping on my Starbucks on my iPhone. Todd, it's like you're like a meme of a person right now. You understand that, right? Like, think deeper. I need you to just think a little more besides, he can't hate capitalism because he has an iPhone. Like, that's your point? That's your point? You do understand, like, through the founding of this country to today, in the year of our Lord, 2025, we have always pushed for better. I like to make this example of people who say shit like you do. stupid shit, by the way. Always feel free to call this stuff out too. Like, that is dumb. It's just dumb. Not you, but your thoughts. Your thoughts are very, very stupid. Because you need to understand that you are the person. Where are you? Todd. Was it Todd? Yep, Todd. You were the person who, when black people couldn't vote or there were segregated schools, you said, well, that's the law. What are you going to do? It's like, of course you're going to speak out against it. Of course you're going to educate people, hopefully like I am with you. Of course this is what I'm dealing with right now. Do you have many options? Have you flown around America lately? Have you not gotten out of a plane at an airport and not just seen Walmart, Kohl's, Target, CVS? It doesn't matter what fucking state you're saying you're from here, and I'm going to tell you the same stores in your town. Do you understand that, right? We have a few monopolies in America that own everything. You should be grateful that there's fucking people, that there's platforms like YouTube that allow a diverse thought still. Because, I mean, the president is clearly trying to he celebrated Colbert. What other fucking president has celebrated TV shows getting canceled and then called for them to get canceled? I mean, this president wanted to defund Sesame Street. Well, he has. You understand that's crazy, right? Like, if Biden was like, we're suing Fox News till they're off the air, you would be having a hissy fit. But if it's against things you don't like, then you're like, that's the American way, just have the president cancel all the shows I don't like. It's dumb. It's just dumb. Because the example you used is proven wrong by history books. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you think the government just came in and was like, black people should be able to vote? You think that's how it happened? Jesus Christ. Oh, God. We might have to do like a history day on here. Oh. Know your facts. What are you talking about? No, the people of America did. Yes, that was my whole point, that the people were pushing for better. When Todd said, complain about capitalism while on your iPhone, sipping Starbucks, XYZ. It's like, that's how progress happens. Did you not know? People go, I refuse to be silent, speak up, we can do better. Just now we're talking about a living wage, not having to earn sick time. Here's part of my platform. I want free ambulance rides for everyone. Free. Imagine that. It's not really free, though. Let me give you a little story about where I'm from and where old Richard Cranium, Mr. Cranium, they call him, on the streets. In Massachusetts, a few years ago, we voted to tax millionaires. Now, the billionaires fought it tooth and nail, and it was billionaires. You can look it up. It was like Robert Kraft, some other billionaire lady. They were fighting it tooth and nail because why? They might have to pay a 2% tax on anything over 300 million. Oh my God. How will they keep the lights on, folks? I felt so bad for them. And we got that millionaires tax passed through. And guess what? All the millionaires didn't run away like people claim they would, although I was praying for them to all leave. Get the fuck out of New England and let our rents go down. Stop buying up all the assets. And once we tax the millionaires, this is the beautiful thing about it. Just like the cannabis tax, every kid in school in Massachusetts gets free lunch. Isn't that amazing? No kid has student lunch debt in Massachusetts. No kid will go hungry at school. I don't know who could be against that. And I just suggest if you are, just keep it to yourself because it's a horrible thing. If you've ever been a kid and been hungry, you understand your opportunities at learning things get much tougher. So now for taxing the millionaires, all the kids eat free. And there's other things. If you want to get a bachelor's degree, you could go to community college for free. So there's amazing things to come out of this, but somehow a billionaire now. Donald Trump wasn't a billionaire. When he got his multi-million-dollar loan from his daddy, he wasn't a billionaire. Now with his crypto meme coin, the rug pull that he ripped off his own audience with, now you have a billionaire, a guy who used to brag about having a golden toilet. You have a guy whose best friends kept wonderful secrets with the enigma Jeffrey Epstein, convincing you that a tax on him and his friends would be bad for us. It's amazing. It's really remarkable. This is This is truly remarkable what these people believe. Oh, sorry, I'm missing. Yes, Todd, that was the point. That's what government is, just so you know. It's taxpayers putting in to a system that provides services for the community. Thank you, Todd. I call him Chump. I like it, Celsius. RIP The View. Ooh, are you saying we're going to take over The View? They get good ratings, son. Um, well, keep on whining. Your progress is going backwards. If you mean backwards talk by like the stuff I am pushing for has been proven to work in the book Utopia for Realists. I'll bring it on next time. It's over there. Dutch historian Rucker Bregman's book Utopia for Realists proves that when you provide services for people, communities get better. In Utah, they provided homes for the homeless, and homelessness went down like 74%. And it costs less for the taxpayer than putting them in jail and criminalizing it. But this is all factual history that you could read for yourself if you know how to read. Again, welcome to the live stream. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Rob. I'm here 5 days a week doing this because, well, number one, we need to entertain while we educate. The network is state-sponsored. The owner knows it, but the employees reported and promoted a huge lie. What is the network? Interesting. Okay, so let's get to this Target story. I don't know if you guys shop at Target. I would imagine you have to because, you know, there's no other shops really in America. Oh, this is the other one. Did you see this one that just came out? This is from the Palm Beach Post, though. Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, someone testified she met Donald Trump at age 14. That's your boy. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Here's the target. So this is the other story that I wanted to talk about because I think it's fascinating. And I've suspected this, you know, corporations, they want to have much data on you, not only to be able to sell you personalized stuff, but also to use force when needed. And I saw on Reddit, somebody had asked the question on Reddit, is it true that Target collects data on you if you're stealing stuff? And they don't do anything until you've stolen over an amount that would qualify as like grand theft or whatever it was. I forget what the question was. I should have screenshotted it. Next time I will. And I went into the comments and somebody said, yes, I work at Target. And I said, there's no way. There's no way. Like, I believe it, but, you know, I need to find further proof. So I came to kpfa.org, and it turns out that, hold on one second. On a recent episode of Hard Knock Radio, host Davey D. Anybody listen to Hard Knock Radio? I would love to. This sounds like my kind of radio. Sat down with Minneapolis-based educator and freelance journalist Marjan MJ Serdar. The conversation delved into the deeper history of Target's involvement in law enforcement, radicalized surveillance, and its strategic influence over public policy. As Target rescinds its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, Serdar's research, my apologies for pronouncing that in my horrible way, research reveals that the corporation's commitment to radicalized policing has remained steadfast. And this isn't that old. What is the date on this? What is the date? I don't think this is that old. I'm sorry, I can't find a date. Oh, Berkeley. Of course it's Berkeley, California. Of course it's Berkeley. Sorry, I'm missing stuff. So it talks about Target rolling back DEI, stuff like that. It says the 12-part investigative series 21 First Century Jim Crow in the North Star City, Minneapolis, published on Unicorn Riot, exposes how Target had played a major role in urban policing. According to his findings, Target helped fund local law enforcement and prosecutors in Minneapolis, creating a surveillance network that disappropriately targeted black youth. In 2003, Target built state-of-the-art crime labs. Sadar revealed, they quickly became a leader in surveillance, opening their labs to the FBI, CIA, NSA, and even ICE. How do you feel about that? I mean, what sucks, like Todd had pointed out, oh, complaining about capitalism, but shops at Target. It's like, yeah, there's Target and Walmart in my neighborhood. That's it. I can't fucking go anywhere else. I remember back in the day where there used to be more stores, but they consolidated power, and now we're only left to this shit. And then they like to brag about keeping prices low, but why do they do that? Because you have to go there, because you can't shop at these wealthy mall shops. And if we just got paid a living wage, we'll have a whole episode on FDR and the minimum wage and what that really meant, because I got a vibe that some of you don't know. But how do you feel about that? That Target has a state-of-the-art crime lab. Why would they have that? Target, aren't they the circle that gives rainbow gear out in June, or sells rainbow gear, and it upsets all the MAGAs that they have to go film themselves at Target? Like, why would Target have state-of-the-art crime labs that they would open up to the FBI, CIA, NSA, and ICE? Why? Why would they need that? Let's read on. If you can read. MAGA, don't worry, we'll read to you. Surveillance, facial recognition, and corporate policing. One of the most alarming findings in Sardar's investigation is Target's... Did you hear my dog snore? Am I boring you? My dog's so woke. My dog's like, I already know all this shit. Continue. One of the most alarming findings on Sadar's investigation is Target's development of a mass surveillance system. This includes high-tech security cameras, facial recognition technology, and partnerships with law enforcement agencies across the country. So every time you shop at a Target, just know you're supporting the law enforcement. Oh, man, you ain't defunded them. I know some MAGA will be very happy, but then when Target sells like a rainbow t-shirt, they'll get upset, which is just hilarious. It says... Target, in quotes. Oh, right here, if you're reading along, right here. Target has files on you, your children, and even knows what time is on your watch at checkout, said Sadar. They built a system where they track individuals, compiling data that police later use to justify arrests. Target's collaboration with law enforcement didn't stop at technology. The corporation has actively funded city prosecutors and influenced criminal justice policies that disproportionately impact marginalized communities. That's why they were so excited to roll back that DEI. They were like, ooh, can we take this mask off? Holy schmolies. Man. That's sad, Think about that. They have, what this investigative series is saying is that they have files on you, your kids. They know what time is on your watch at checkout. That is some Love and Robots, Black Mirror-esque dystopia stuff. Like, why? I know, well, we'll get into that in a minute. But the other thing, just want to make a note. If you do self-checkout, I like to check out with the person because I like, for people to have those jobs. And for those of you that go, oh, AI is going to take all the jobs. Read the story about the AI CEO that saved the company like billions of dollars. I think it was in Japan. Because let them come for the CEO jobs first. They're the most overpaid. You want to save the most money, get rid of the CEO, put AI in its place. Needless to say, I like to talk to people, so I usually check out in person. But sometimes when you go to the self-checkout, they have a little camera there. And I like to just flip it off the whole time and just let them know. Because, you got to figure someone in security is watching that. They're bored all day. And then they see me flipping them off the entire time. I imagine they get a little laugh. Gary, corporate America is winning. Now us normal folks are losing. Yes, very true. But the more we, like that old PSA used to say, the little star would come across the screen right after a celebrity told you some shit like, I don't know, crack is bad, and then the star would come across and go, the more you know, the better equipped we are when, especially when you heard of stories of people voting last election, like that farmer who voted for Donald, and then Donald cut all the funding and he was going to lose his farm. Like, people need to be educated, aware, have a conversation about this stuff. You know, they can't leave it to like uh, what are they called? The BuzzFeed things where you fill it out. My brain's farting. Sorry. Again, it's the 5 banking families, not capitalism. Oh, it is capitalism gaming. Yeah, we're gonna get you there. GGA007 gaming. Subscribe because we're gonna get you there. You're gonna realize capitalism's whole point is to keep making more and more profit. That's why every quarter companies that are public traded have to have these earnings calls where they have to meet what? Say it along with me if you've been here for a long time. Wall Street's expectations. And Wall Street's expectations are always going to be more money, more money, more money. And like the meme on the internet said, infinite growth in a finite system is usually called cancer, but that's capitalism. So, bet that butt isn't farting. Got him. Who was that? Hold on, who was that? Jonathan Tallman. You did get me. It's my aunt's birthday today. Shout her out. Her name is, oh, really, Pablo? Don't you have like a Roblox game to get back to? Jesus. Jolene. Good to see you, Jolene. Jason Boy, as well as their tight end to the FBI, CIA, and the police department. So I say, if you're a criminal, don't stop at Target. Or stop there once and then just don't go back. Doris win. A lot of consonants in that name. Oh, now you're moaning about losing. Tired of winning yet? Bro, it's in the history books. Gaming. I hope you're not reading the public school history books. We really need to reinvest in the public school. I want you to go watch George Carlin. GGA007 Gaming. There are 0 qualifications to be an ICE agent. And did you see the job apps? I wish they would pay teachers as much as they're paying the ICE agents. They're giving them a $45,000 sign-on bonus, 100,000 or 100 and something thousand. I mean, it's sad. It's sad because people are doing this cruelty for the money. And if you said, oh, illegal immigrants, number one, you don't build the Alcatraz for somebody who crossed the imaginary line. But number 2, they're locking up Americans, okay? Handsome man. Oh, thank you, Jolene. That's very kind of you. Richard Cranium, 150K. Was that really the? I thought it was less than that, but it's sickening. But again, oh, where's 007 Gaming? When you have capitalism, which severely exploits the workers, severely exploits the system, so none of your human basic needs are met in capitalism because a few people have to have all the money. They won capitalism. Like, it's game over. What do you want? All the money? Fucking stop. But because of capitalism, people will do heinous things for $150,000 a year. George Carlin, GOAT. Hesh, true. Abraham Fernandez, you did the same. How much do you get for doing this? I just get the joy of talking with you. That's it. Why? Happy birthday. Oh, okay. This black American, I'm sorry. I think I might be missing some of the comments. There's no training, just like any other job. You have to be a high school graduate, almost 21, and there is training. No, there is training. Oh, that's what you were saying. Yeah, I know Border Patrol does training. Because when I lived in San Diego, they came in and did an advertisement. This was decades ago, though. Jazzy Smith, absolutely. You see all the money that China is investing into Africa. It's incredible. Ah, hold on, my toothpick. The founding fathers said the same thing. What? I've said a lot. If you think about it, there are no qualifications for any job. That's how you get experience. Called all the. Jason, I would like to say you're true, but have you seen a lot of these job offerings lately? They'll be like, you need, 5 years this, 2 years that, a graduate's degree, and then they pay you like entry wages. It's ridiculous. But I agree with your sentiment there. Talking nonsense. Do a live feed where you talk to people, and I swear I would listen if I thought you were right. You don't need to think I'm right. As long, well, we're kind of not America anymore. Due process is gone. The president's calling for cancellation of TV shows that are mean to him. Uh, but as long as we can still kind of disagree on shit, okay. Um, Ibrahim Traore, King of Kings. Jazzy Smith, I like what you're speaking. I love Mr. Traore. Did you hear what did he do? He provided electricity and water to all old people. He said any of the elderly, they don't have to pay for electric or water. And I thought that's a human of humans. Somebody who's like, listen, if you live to old age, no electric bills, no water bills, we'll figure it out. Like, damn. Jolene, I would love to live in USA. Where are you at, Jolene? Jolene. I'm talking about you, not anyone else. You talking to me, Jonathan Tallman? Yes, that's precisely us. There is training, and they're rocking it. UK. Oh, I love the UK. Where in the UK? Anywhere near Cornwall, the old pirate town. Matty Piccone, 100 people, 118 people, you're crushing it. Keep it up, the good work. Matty Piccone, coming in here, dropping a comment like that just to pat me on the back. I appreciate you. I don't get that often. Usually I got MAGA in here telling me Trump 2028 and beyond, you suck and all this shit. So I really want to just take a moment, Marty. That's super fucking kind of you. I really appreciate that because I do not hear that often. Jolene, I know England. I'm saying, are you near Cornwall? What part of England? The north? The north of England? I'm in New England, not the old one. You're in the old one, which it's much more quaint there, and I do love it. That's cool. So we had England in here, Austria in here, Texas, trying to think, Washington, the Pacific Northwest. Just a partisan but talking head. What the fuck are you talking? Horseshoe D. What are you talking? Talking head. I'm calling for free ambulance rides for you and your kin. No West. Interesting. You should do a YouTube channel and go around the quaint. Are you near the Cotswolds? I don't know where the Cotswolds are. I think it's west of London. Do you watch Jolene? Do you watch People Just Do Nothing and This Town? Is it called This Town? About the Cotswolds, the comedy shows. I would say English comedy is next to New Zealand comedy are my favorite. Hi, I'm back, boss. Showed up. Don't feed the Yagwai, which now we know is a bear. Canadians are here. Australia in the house. Australia. I know you and New Zealand got a thing, so listen, huge croc hunter. Steve Irwin, one of the greatest ever, but there is nobody would you guys agree? There's no funnier accent than the New Zealand accent. Just go watch Flight of the Conchords, okay? Crocata. They don't know. They don't all know each other. $100 to shave that beard. Go put it in my coffee. Buy me a coffee, $100. I'll shave it. Sorry, I lost you for a minute. No worries, Jolene. I was just asking if you watch People Just Do Nothing in this country. This country, that's what it's called, about the Cotswolds. I've subbed to you. Thank you. Kiwis. I love the Kiwis. They're such a funny people. Such the greatest accent in all of Accentia, in all of the world. Hold on. I gotta change this. There we go. 101 people. 69 likes. Nobody liked it. Please, nobody else like it. Leave it at that number. Please, nobody else. Elon Musk would get a kick out of that, and fuck him, by the way. Why does it keep changing the word from felon? What? Good vibes, bro. Wisco Nighthawk. Thank you. Thank you. The greatest unknown. Would you shave the left half only for 50? Great union. Do you not know how, do you not understand how negotiations work? Someone just offered me 100 to shave the whole thing. 50 for half? Get out of here. 150 for half. Thanks, man. Appreciate your content. God, I love to talk to you. Jason, I appreciate that. Hard agree. There we go. I have New Zealand friends, and yes, their accent is great. Thank you, Elena. See, I forget who it was, said I was crazy. And I was like, listen, if you've never heard a Kiwi speak in person, or on a show or in a movie. So a couple of my favorite movies are Hunt for the Wilder People, Taika Waititi movie, Boy by Taika Waititi, and Sugar Ray Leonard. What's the other one? I forget. But the Kiwis do a great comedy movie. The U.S. is the last country I'd want to live in. Free will. With a name like that, you absolutely would not want to live here. Tasmanian accent eats New Zealanders. Serenity. Where have you heard a Tasmanian accent? I gotta say, I don't think I've ever met or heard a Tasmanian. Where? You have to tell me now. Is there a show or something? I love finding random shows. Anything by Taika. Anything. Jojo Rabbit. I didn't like that one. I'll say this. I didn't like Jojo Rabbit. I felt it was slow, and I'm not a big ScoJo fan. The Last Country. Really? Okay, that's a little far. Joel. I'm very sarcastic, okay? Religious Mercury. Oh, wait. Serenity, you're a Tasmanian. That was the last. Oh, my God. I've met a Tasmanian. Everybody, special day. We have a Tasmanian in the country. Do you know the Tasmanian devil? Because he was my favorite as a kid. Tasmanian is funny fucking language, not going to lie. Steve Irwin, true rock star. Hello, Rocket, the raccoon, the sweet rabbit, sweet, sweet rabbit. Serenity, we have Doreen, who is a friend of the show, a sub of the show. Join the conversation, hit subscribe. Who has come on to talk about the stuff in France with me. I love to have people on, and you can through this YouTube app. They changed it so you can have guest hosts. Serenity, we might have to have you on to see what the accent is like, because now I'm so curious. I don't know if Serenity, you watch Friendly Geordies, the YouTube channel Friendly Geordies. That's how I keep up with all my Australian political news. I don't know why I do, but I do. And he's mentioned Tasmania, but it's an actual animal. Only 30,000 left. Oh, are you serious? See, that's the other thing. I do not understand people who are like against trying to save the earth. Never mind the trigger words, the climate change, the culture war stuff. Never mind that. Just the fact that when people say shit like, the rhinos are going, the Tasmanian devils, there's only 30,000 left. Like, why would we not want to help preserve that by putting solar panels on top of every parking lot? Like, why? Because oil companies want to make more profits. Like, please, people, think of the Tasmanian devils and their beautiful cartoon-like representation. Taz, the best flatliner you get, will get you nowhere. Taz, his best line, flatter, will get you nowhere. Why focus on politics? It's such a dark rabbit hole. Darius Knight, thank you for asking that. Why? Because Darius, or Darius, my apologies, I didn't pronounce it incorrectly. Why focus on politics, you ask? And I love when people say this, because culturally, here in America, people would say, oh, don't talk politics or religion. But that's bullshit. Everything is politics, okay? When older people in America tell you don't share your salary, bullshit. Why do you think there is a federal law protecting you if you and your coworkers want to discuss how much you make? It will only help you to be informed on if you just took a job and the person been there for 10 years is getting paid same as you, guess what? You don't want to be there for 10 years because they don't give raises. And employers and culturally older generations don't want to talk that, but they were much wealthier, so they didn't give a shit. They had good unions and stuff. So when people say, why talk politics? Because from where you cross the street to how fast you drive to, I don't know, if horse meat's illegal in your country to eat or not, crazy shit, like everything is politics. So when they tell you don't talk politics or why talk politics, it's because they don't want you to be informed. Again, I implore you, if you want to sub to this channel and come here daily or week daily with me, after this live stream, at some point when you have a moment to yourself, put on George Carlin. He has a YouTube channel, I believe is run by his daughter, and just watch George Carlin. He was a philosopher comic, and he broke down, how So much. He broke down so much. He had wisdom for ages. So Darius, no politician is for the people. They work for corporate America. Example 3 financial institutions run America. That is true. What education? Love George Carlin. All right, so you're in the know. So then you understand that we talk politics, number one, because Donald said he was going to release the Epstein evidence and then said it disappeared. It didn't exist, then said it was a hoax. Meanwhile, today he's saying, oh, Bill Clinton, Larry Summers were on the island. It's like, how do you know, Donald? I just still wish the journalist, I got to get a journalist press pass. I used to work at radio and I could probably get a press pass. I just want to get into one press conference with him. And when he says Bill Clinton was there, Larry Summers was there, I would like to raise my hand and say, are you saying that because you saw them? Like, why is no journalist taking that opportunity? Or when Trump today said, hold on, let me get the audio. Hopefully you can hear it. When he said,
and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that work for him.
Donald Trump, that's Donald Trump's voice. He said he hired help. He stole people that work for me, talking about Jeff Epstein, his best friend. And Donald Trump is saying the reason they broke up, or the reason Donald distanced himself, wasn't from the trafficking charges, wasn't from the creepy behavior, wasn't from the like of younger women, which Donald said in a 2002 interview in New York Magazine. It wasn't because of that. It was because he hired help away from Donald's house, neighborhood, Mar-a-Lago, whatever. And if you don't know, Jeffrey Epstein lived next door. And no journalist, any responsible journalist in that room would have raised their hand and said, what, did he hire a masseuse away from you? Anyone, like, how is that not your first initial reaction? I'm so disappointed with the journalists in America. You want to know who has good journalism? Australia. Watch Australia 60 Minutes. They have a YouTube channel. They pull no guff. They go right for them. Australian journalists, I will give credit till I don't see it anymore, but they are hardcore. I love Australian journalists. Australians don't mess around when it comes to it. Sure, we believe he was so upset because he stole employees. Like, we believe the sky is tie-dyed. Exactly, Janice. But even if that's the story he's going to tell now, right? If that's the story he's going to tell, how did no one raise their hand and say, what was the help he hired, or who did he steal from you? What did they do? Were they a masseuse? Were they a teenage masseuse, Donald? Like, ask him. Nobody asked him. Was it a gardener? Was it a chef? Was it a masseuse? Was it a doorman? Like, who was it? Pretty vital, because if it was Donald's favorite masseuse girl, then there you go. Persona non grata. I love that Richard Cranium's just dropping little gems all the way through. I don't really know what that means, though. Cranium, your last name is speak for you, because that is Antonio Gutierrez. I don't know who that is. Is your hat ironic? Thrasher 987. It is not. I guess it kind of is. It is, but there are also many, many Americans who suffer addiction, who have been, as it's been well publicized, the America had a war on drugs. Well, that means they had a war against their own people. And there's been many Americans. If you wonder why I'm wearing a red hat, it's because we're taking the red hat back. Fuck that cult. And there's been many, many Americans who have suffered through this war on drugs that was just meant to criminalize people, when really those people just need rehab and help, and the CIA not loading drugs into their communities. But did you watch the Hunter Biden interview? Serenity, are you talking about the one on YouTube? Who did he do it with? I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it because I saw it was like an hour and something. And just to be honest, I can't stand the Bidens. Like, I just can't stand them. So to have to listen to that dude talk for that long would be gnarly. Julian Brown. No, tell me who it is. You are my new favorite creator. Janice! That is the compliment of the week. Are you serious? I gotta take a moment. Thank you, Janice. That means a lot to me. There's a war on poverty and the vulnerable. That's right, Thrasher. Like Tupac said, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me. You're on shot on the algorithm, and you choose to only ask questions that benefit you. That's right, Speedy Vinny. You go make your own live stream. You can ask questions that benefit you. What are you talking about? You mean I would ask my hypothetical where I'd ask Trump a funny question that would embarrass it? Like, what? What are you talking about? Rocket. Most of Hawaii thinks Trump is weird. And a word I can't say without YouTube getting upset. Rocket, are you in Hawaii? I used to live in Hawaii. I got family on Lanai. Don't feed the Yagwai. Where'd you get the hat? I don't know if you guys remember the show Desus and Mero, but Mero wore it on one of his episodes, and I said I gotta figure out where that hat was from. And it's called Classic Material NY. They make all sorts of stuff. And again, I don't have any sponsor. I make no money on this channel. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And Classic Material NY. It might be Classic Material NYC, but just Google Classic Material NY, and they should still have these hats if they're not sold out. This is the authentic one. I know Amazon, I don't shop on Amazon, but I know Amazon will try to sell these hats and they're just knockoff junk. So I always like, that's the one thing that bugs me about YouTubers is when they don't share how much money they make, because it's like some, they all want to floss. They all want to be Mr. Beast legend of how much they make. As soon as I start making money, I'll share it with you, number one, because knowledge is power, and especially for smaller creators to know how much money you would make. I think it's just smart, and nobody benefits without sharing that kind of info. But number two, I don't like when YouTubers like have cool shit and then don't tell you where it is, or like say a book or reference a book, but then don't tell you the book. Like that stuff bugs me, which by the way, we do have a Discord. Link down below. Thank you to Solus if he's still here. He helped me build that out. Our Discord does have a book club, YouTube recommendations. I should throw up a little thing where it's like cool shit if you want to share merch from other people. Support Kneecap, the band Kneecap. Buy their merch. If I had money, I would. Julian Brown turned plastic into diesel fuel cheaply or without cost. He disappeared 2 weeks ago. Are you serious? I have to look this up. Holy shnikes. Inventor was feared missing. Now his mom tells the real story. Daily Mail one day again. Go, Darius Knight. You have to have hit, please hit subscribe. Mokara, Serenity, Dear Ditch, Darius, please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. I would love for you to return. Same with you, Serenity, and Jolene, and Janice, and Rocket, and Jason, and 007 Gaming. Do you even understand how our economy is supposed to work or what government type we're supposed to have? 00 Gaming, you know what? We have a corporate elite fiefdom right now. That's what it is. Don't talk to me about the economy. It's all made up, okay? And I don't want to get into that right now because this Julian Brown thing is interesting. We could do it tomorrow, though. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come and join. You guys like you guys like the video? That's fine. We were at 69. I was content keeping it. I'm the only YouTuber who says don't hit the like button because it's at 69. I was just trying to make a dumb Elon Musk joke. I really don't care. Our economy is supposed to be ever flowing, which helps prevent. We have capitalism, gaming. Gaming. Do you know how much of our economy is powered by consumer purchasing power? That means the working class having money. Do you know what percentage? Oh, wait. I know there's a delay. It's like, whose line? The points don't matter anyways, Cricketta. You better hit subscribe to him. Come back. Whose line? That's a good one. Jared, you should watch the Hunter Biden interview. It's interesting. Okay. Where's the Discord? It is down below in the description. There should be a link. If it's not good, when this video wraps up, leave it in the comments. We'll get it to you. I promise you. It is in other. I try to, everything I plan to talk about, not Julian Brown. I just learned about that. I try to leave the links down in the description below with, you can support the channel, buy me a coffee. You can join our Discord and our book club. It should all be in the description. Oh, I subbed a while ago. Thank you. Solus, can you get the Discord link and just throw it in the live? Solus is here. Solus has been a family member for a long time, since the beginning. The Epstein list keeps coming back. I thought it was already released years ago. Well, because they released like the flight logs. That's how we know Trump's on it, Clinton's on it, all those creeps. Yeah, working class have money to pay rent and no food money. Cruzado. Okay, so 007 Gaming, you're not going to answer me. Okay, this is how we had the biggest industrial revolution. Okay, see, this is what I mean. 007 Gaming, I get it. You're one of those central bank cats. There's the Discord link. Thank you, Discord. Much love to you. Let's play Fortnite. By the way, sometimes we stream Fortnite. Soulless this week. Let's try to get on Fortnite together. So 70% of our economy is powered by consumer purchasing power. So Trump's big tax cut, AFL-CIO link down below to look at the pay and tax cut information. Trump's big tax cut that's going to benefit the uber wealthy does not help us because less money comes into our system from taxes. Money we should make it off the people who make the most, who don't have to worry about food, rent, electric, AC, car payments. You know, the uber wealthy don't have to worry about it. They should be paying most into the system. But 70% of our economy is based on us being able to pay rent, buy food, fix our brakes, go buy a new TV, buy a PlayStation, buy the new Nintendo Switch. That's our economy. That's the majority of it, 70%. So not giving us wages, and just throughout history, you can look throughout history when people got paid well and had to work less, they spent more money, had more leisure time. I mean, it's just common knowledge, but somehow, Jonathan Tallman, don't use that language in here. I know Joe Rogan said it was cool again, but you get the write-off your taxes off your brand new jet. Timothy, Timothy's here. Timothy, I need to hold on. Timothy, if you type again, Timothy's been here for a while. So if you're here and you're going, what the hell is going on? Timothy's been a family member, part of the channel for a while. So I wanted to give him some mod duties. Doesn't know your versus your. Bro, I wish you were right. Anyways, I'm not gonna debate about that because facts don't care about your feelings, Jonathan Tallman. I want to read this. Inventor Julian Brown feared missing after discovering how to turn plastic into gasoline. Oh, big oil at it again, bitches. Dailymail.co.uk. Who was UK? Was it Serenity? Was Tasmanian? Jolene, UK. The Loony Liberal Show. Here we go. Big boss man. Welcome back. I think you've been here before. And again, I'm not a liberal. Please call me Mr. Marxist or radical wokist. God, get it right. Let's see. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. As soon as I go to read the article, Daily Mail says, try now for $0, then just $1.99 per month. But they have all these fucking ads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 banner ads. Daily Mail, Guardian, whatever, Daily Mail. You're getting paid. Why charge me too? You fucking assholes. Oh, I gotta find a different link on it. Who is Julian Brown, Inc.? Let's read this one. Online social media users are spectating that Brown, the inventor of a machine that turns plastic into fuel, has gone missing. This sounds like the fourth movie in the Back to the Future trilogy, doesn't it? They call anyone who doesn't support Trump a liberal. Janet, that's what I mean. And by the way, this is a good time to take a minute and just say, guys, I would like to say I don't care if you're red or blue, conservative or Democrat or GOP, the guardians of PDF files, or a progressive. Get out of that box. None of those people work for you. Our votes are supposed to be us vouching for someone to go represent us. If we voted all blue, we voted all red, and we see what they're doing. They're giving permanent tax breaks to corporations. Okay? That's what they just did. Permanent tax break. If we voted all blue, we're not getting universal basic health care. We're not. Okay? I don't care. Kamala, all the Democrat, Buttigieg, none of those people work for us. They want our votes, and then they turn their backs on us, both red and blue. Americans need to get out of those boxes and start understanding it's the people who work every day, who earn their sick time, who take care of their kids, who fix their brakes, who do all this shit. We make this country go, and we need to stand by each other. There's more of us than there are of them. Free Luigi. All right. Freedom from the political matrix. Thank you, Marius. By the way, Timothy, did you chat again? I want to make sure that you got the mod thing. I didn't see it. If you're still in here. Willow Tree, our cats. Hello. Also, I think that is possible. Plastic is made of petroleum. Oh, Willow Tree, amazing point. It is. Everything's made out of petroleum, right? The Red Sun, Climate Town, great YouTube channel. They did like a whole thing on how petroleum's in everything, and microplastics are in even more. So like we're eating petroleum essentially. You're so backwards, Jonathan Tallman. You're such a simp for Donald and his best friend Jeff Epstein. You're. It's okay. He's not gonna get it. The blue side doesn't really work, so, and the red side only works for their corporate sponsors. Hey, dude, what's up, Nancy? 3X, good to see you. Okay, and who brought this up? Was it Darius? Julian Brown. What if we could turn plastic into fuel? It sounds like a pipe dream, yet a young inventor, Julian Brown, has developed a way to just do that. His microwave pyrolysis technology, which breaks down plastic and converts it into diesel fuel, has earned the founder almost 2 million followers on social media and a six-figure investment from Alex Ohanian's 776 Foundation. This week, Brown, 21, is going viral again, but not for a new invention or funding. Rather, social media users and various online outlets have spent the past few days speculating that Brown has gone missing. This is what Darius was saying. The young climate activist has garnered 1.8 million followers on Insta. I'm not on Insta. He posts updates. In one video, he demonstrates how the reactor works. But then, June 14th, he asked his audience to pray for him after noticing a helicopter circling him several times while he was in Alabama. And on June 26th, he captioned another video, "I know I'm not going to live long." What? He hasn't posted anything since a video on July 9th stating he was under attack, leading his followers to express concern. What? Okay, so it just goes into his pyrolysis research journey began when a hand injury in his senior year of high school kept him from his normal activities. He told Forbes contributor that he was motivated to solve the plastic waste issue. Oh my God. Pyrolysis has traditionally involved burning plastics with a flame, but Brown, who is the founder of Atlanta-based Nature Jab, hypothesized that microwaves could heat the plastic more efficiently. Haven't we all done that? Microwaved plastic, and began building reactors to test the theory. In June 2024, Reddit co-founder Alex Ohanian granted Brown $100,000, and he's one of the 20 climate fellows who are accepted to the 2-year-long program. And that is the end of that Inc. article. So Darius, check out Robbie Roadsteamer. That's my friend, Robbie Roadsteamer Serenity. I love him. I've seen him since the 90s when I don't know if you know this, Robbie Roadsteamer used to have a band called the Sweat Hamp Owners. I still have the CD. And my last year on radio, I had him in studio. I absolutely love Robbie, and yes, everyone should support him. I'm convinced Musk is sending smart people to Mars. Listen, I don't think anyone's going to Mars, but I will say this. I think Musk should lead by example. He should put one of his Neuralink implants in his brain and then send himself to Mars. I support that. All right, Jonathan, you're starting to get out of line. Crocketto, only when those good ideas help people. George Carlin and Bill Hicks were ahead of their time. Yup. Way ahead. Way ahead. Carlin, I'm still convinced, was a philosopher, just in comedic form. This Julian Brown, I don't know if anybody followed him. I don't know if anybody is a fan of his or knew about him. I just learned about Julian Brown, but we're going to have to follow this saga. 50 years ago, Julian Brown, an inventor, a young man who figured out how to turn plastics into diesel fuel, which is insane. And now he's disappeared after posting some disturbing stuff on social media, like a helicopter was following him. I don't have a link to that below, but we do have the Discord link. and links to the other stories we talked about. 50 years ago, a hardworking man and a stay-at-home mom could afford a home house. Nowadays, it's not possible, not even conceivable. Parents, both working full, could never ever buy a house. Lena, correct. And on top of that, nowadays it's been naturalized. The Americans have been propagandized to think it's grindcore or better of you as a human to work multiple jobs, or like I would see people bragging about working 100 hours a week on social media, and I'd say, what do your kids think of that? Like, we need to normalize working one job. I don't care if you flip burgers or you trade stocks. I do not care. One full-time job should be able to afford a house, food, multiple vacations, and education if you want it. Like, we can do all these things. We need to tax the wealthy. Stop giving them tax breaks. Maxwell is saying she won't testify to Congress unless pardoned. Who, what, where? I like the name. I believe it. And do you know what was on Twitter earlier? I showed this tweet. Elon Musk is saying this is how it's going to go, and I believe it. Everybody's been saying this. I just wanted to point out that Elon Musk, again, is calling out Trump. Which I love it when the cats fight. Get out the sauces of milk, cat fight. There's Timothy. Timothy, you got the old mod wrench of godlike YouTube powers. Please don't make me use them. Go ahead, Tim. I gave them to you for a reason. Working 100 hours a week isn't a flex. It's sad you have to work that much to survive. But this is winning, Gary. That's right. Are you guys tired of all the winning, or are you just tired of working 3 jobs and worrying about the cost of eggs? My Christ. What does the say behind you? Oh, this is a tweet from earlier. Somebody tweeted, Ghislaine, this is how it's going to go down. Ghislaine names a bunch of, because first of all, preface this. Donald Trump sent his own personal lawyer, used to be his own personal lawyer, to privately meet with Ghislaine, right? Remember when they promised the Epstein files, they're going to drop all the evidence, they were going to share everything, expose the deep state? Now they are the deep state, or just proving that they have been the whole time, and hopefully this is waking some people up. But instead of letting her testify in front of Congress or having public meetings with her, they're doing it in private, and this is how it's going to go. Ghislaine names a bunch of Democrats, maybe tosses in a few billionaires, says Trump did nothing wrong. MAGA praises her for taking down the PDF files. Trump pardons her for telling the truth. And then Elon Musk down there, where is it? Sorry about the blinking. Elon Musk said, target bullseye. What else can we put up here? Oh, that was a story from earlier. Oh, I like to share this one. This is what I find in the chat sometimes. This is how the chat feels to me when these MAGAs come in here. Example of future housing plans under communism. That's capitalism right now. Oh, Kneecap. If you don't know Kneecap, love them. Love them. Great, great music. And these are the articles from Jacobin, my favorite magazine, the only magazine I've ever paid for. Aside from like Maxim when I was in my teens. Sorry, not astray. I'm saying they didn't implement correctly. Oh, I'm missing some stuff. I can confirm Julian is safe, but the best interest of his security, I'm not able to provide any more details or information. Nia Brown, Julian's mother, Daily Mail. Thank you, Jared B. Thank God he's safe. We need to keep that man protected. If he could turn plastic, this just reminds me of Doc Brown in Back to the Future when he turned like trash into, fuel for his time machine. I've been talking about Back to the Future a lot lately. Maybe I need to watch that. Bob Villain and Kneecap. Serenity, you're on fire. That's what we should do. On the Discord, we should start a music playlist, and we should share bands, because Bob Villain and Kneecap, and a group I saw Bob Villain featured on, Kid Capricci. I think that's how you say it. I forget, but they had a song called New England. I watched on YouTube. Willow Tree, fair enough. Just got off work. Any updates on the files? Texas Pete, I'm glad you're here. There's no updates, but I don't know if you've seen, Trump said he ended the friendship because Epstein stole people that work for him. And I said, how was there no responsible journalist in there that said, were the people young girl masseuses? Nobody asked that. I mean, here, we'll listen to the audio.
But I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. And I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth.
So, out of everything he knew, he saw Bill Clinton hanging out and doing perverted things. But out of all the things, Epstein stole someone that worked for him, and that's what made him cut ties. I don't know if you believe in this one or if it's a hoax or what the story is today, but that's fucking hilarious. And he also mentioned, I think it was, hold on.
And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly.
How does he know Bill Clinton went there? Did he see the files? Or did he see him there? How does no journalist ask this? Bill Clinton went there. Why? Did you read this in the files that were a Democratic hoax, Trump? Donald, did you see him there when you're hanging out with your best friend for 15 years, Epstein, which you have claimed yourself? So, Texas Pete, I'm glad you're here.
28 times.
He said, 28 times. That's an oddly specific number. Did he read that in the files? Did Donald read that Bill Clinton was at the island 28 times in the files that were a hoax that don't exist? How is no journalist asking this? If Trump does what Musk says, how many MAGA are going to leave him? They seem more pissed than ever. I'm clinging to this idea that maybe his base will crack. Maybe. And did you hear him say, I never had the privilege to go? If you know that the island is heinous and that you're glad you didn't go, why would you call it a privilege to not go? I mean, not only is he fucking dumb, but just can't keep his lies straight. Release Mojave Red, release the files, the Epstein evidence. Well, they can't because Trump's all over it. Did you see the story about using our taxpayer-funded FBI, thousands of FBI agents to flag his name, Donald's name, in the files? His base will make excuses. They always do. 86. Jail, all involved. Kathy Hall, I agree. Thank you. You're welcome, Texas Pete. That's the audio from today when he was at Turnberry. We should call it Dingleberry, his golf course in Scotland. Which, much respect to the Scottish people. Serenity. Charlie Kirk says he trusts the government with the bomb. Not only... Serenity. Not only did Charlie Kirk say he trusts the government, he said he trusts his friends at the government. Famous bootlicking words. Hater site. Yep, you're right. Frank Henderson, you're totally right. We hate PDF files. We hate Donald for protecting Jeffrey Epstein, wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well, and not releasing the files. You're right. We do hate that. Thank you. Dingleberry. So the IRS, Federal Reserve, and National Treasury. Oh, 007 Gaming. I love it. I appreciate you are a certain kind of person, and I counter you. You are the central bank person. I need you to hit subscribe because you are the central bank person. I know people that are very into what you're into. I think it's a little more obvious sometimes, but I respect it. I respect the deep commitment. That guy, Timothy, when Trump sends your rebate check, be sure to refuse it. You're adorable. You think you're getting a rebate check. You're adorable. Hunting the dream. As Americans, we are losing. I work 60 hours a week, still stressed about rising costs. Property taxes, rising costs. We need to stop talking about distracting taxes and make politicians work for us again. And how do we do that? We get the fascists out of the government. We take the power back. You're right. Hunting the dream. And, God bless you. I hate hearing that you're working 60 hours, still stressed. I think you could be working 100 hours and still stressed. I know people working multiple jobs still stressed. I think America will never be the greatest until you can go back to one person working one job, having ample time with their kids, multiple. Just listen, I put a short on my channel of FDR talking about when he implemented the minimum wage and what that was supposed to represent. He said, if your business has to exploit people and can't pay a living wage, it shouldn't exist here in America. And I don't know what happened over the past 100 years that we lost that sentiment, but we've been propagandized to think that working hard while these turds, these elite fat turds, can rent out cities like Venice for a wedding when their employees are peeing in bottles is somehow respectable is just disgusting. Classic capitalism, 100%. We need more social security nets. We need social welfare. Welfare is not a bad word, literally. Gotta end the Federal Reserve and go back to the gold standard. Who, what, where. Feminism happened. I'm a feminist. Kurt Cobain's a feminist. Feminism is awesome. You're lucky feminism happened. This is what I'm talking about, Jason Funk. Stop doing the dividing thing. Stop acting like, oh, it was women. Because before that, what? Civil rights happened? You know what I mean? Stop showing off your white old guy fucking perspective. Start understanding it has nothing to do with that. I love my job, my life. Even with Trump in office, got an education, found a job that needs me. Mojave Red, you're the exception. You understand, I think it's 70% of Americans, or 60-something% of Americans are paycheck to paycheck. There were news stories about the cost of eggs. Donald Trump promised to lower egg costs on day one, which he didn't day one. I don't want to hear any egg cost. I'm bringing that up because I get these people who are like, I'm fine, I'm educated, I go on vacation. It's like, it's not about you. It's about our country as a whole, a community. If your whole fucking neighborhood is burning down and you go, my house isn't on fire yet, you're an asshole. And I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, Jason Funk. Or, sorry, who was it? Mojave Red. What I'm saying is that mentality has got to go. Got to go. Well, we the people want it released. We do. Release the Epstein evidence. Can you answer why the Democrats didn't release the files? Victor Camp, because here's a very obvious thing. The Democrats and Republicans don't work for us. They protect billionaires and PDF files, and they only care about their elite club. If you don't know this, the wealthy are very well organized. That's why they union bust. They don't want us to come together. They want to keep us divided. Red hat, blue hat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA. They want us divided because they laugh. Why do you think Donald wished Ghislaine Maxwell in prison, convicted of trafficking and heinous crimes, wished her well? Because they're all in a big club and you ain't in it. That's why. I'm not for the Democrats and I ain't for the other side. If you're voting for either side, you're exactly. And there's ways to take it back. Wait. What was that? Real feminists are rare to find today. Everybody should be. Feminism is for everyone. Everybody should be a feminist. And if you're scared of that word, it's like Fred Hampton said, if you're scared of socialism, you're scared of yourself. Everybody should watch the Fred Hampton video clip. Fred Hampton Jr., my apologies. He has a YouTube channel. I encourage you to watch it. But everybody should watch that video that I linked down in the description. Vance, the moon's flat. I don't know who Vance 2028 Musk is, and just the name, I don't think we politically align, but can I just say Vance 2028 Musk, even though I don't like that name or maybe what your beliefs are, unless it's all satirical, your comment, the moon is flat, wins the chat. I'm going to start saying that. The moon is flat. I'm a flat mooner. That is so funny. I'm so sorry. Oh, Adam Kinzinger. Who is that? I know that name. The moon is flat. Vance, where did you go? Please say more. The moon is flat. This Vance dude I've been on here for over an hour, and Vance 2028 comes out and goes, the moon is flat. Flat moon theory. Oh, that just made my night. Oh, that was so funny. I've not heard that before, and it's fucking brilliant. And I'm so mad that he has a name like Vance 2028. Oh my God, you made me drink water. I'm now sweating profusely because it's 100 degrees in the shade in New England. And that was so goddamn funny. If you're just joining us, Vance 2028 Musk in the comments, I've been on here for a while and just comes in, hasn't said anything all live, maybe just joined and just said the moon is flat. This is another reason we're just going to take a time out from all the news. It's the other reason why YouTube, as much as the internet has poisoned us and tried to keep us separate and make us and them and, you know, the divisive shit, there's a beauty in this internet, okay? Like Serenity being in Tasmanian, that we got to have her on so we can hear what a Tasmanian sounds like. And then people like Vance dropping one of the greatest comments I've heard all night. The moon is flat. I feel like I have to make that a video now. I feel obliged, or I feel a responsibility to carry that comedy far, far into the future. And if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I go live 5 days a week, and if you're here later this week and you hear me say the moon is flat, you know who I'm referencing. You know what we're talking about. You were here when it happened, when it birthed the new conspiracy theory. Yes, we'll still cover Epstein Island and all the elites that were BFFs with him, but goddamn, we're gonna get to the bottom of the moon being flat. Dude, it's just flat mooners. Gregory Nichols canceled. They're gonna cancel me for the moon is flat. Hashtag the moon is flat. Oh, guys, this is not good. They're gonna come after me like Julian Brown. I'm gonna be posting cryptic posts in the community section of my YouTube. Say, guys, there's a helicopter outside. It looks like NASA. Moon is a craft single cheese square. Hunk, you gotta play GeoGuessr. I keep seeing that. I seen Hassan do GeoGuessr. I don't think I'd be good at that. I would love to play though. Is that like a website, or I don't even understand what GeoGuessr is? The universe is just charcuterie plate. It's pretty outside. It's pretty obvious from the outside looking in. Oh my God, this is so funny. I gotta go mow the yard, but I'm gonna say is follow the money and paperwork, and I promise you all eventually leads back to the banking families. I agree with you. I mean, the banking families, of course, but you can't deny capitalism's role in it. What is the system the banking families are utilizing to exploit the working classes? Stay woke, my friend. Go mow that yard. And stay cool. Bring some water, okay? Make sure you hydrate, 007 Gaming. Keep yourself hydrated, okay? It's important. Yeah, it's a website game. Okay, so it is on a website. Thank you, Serenity. We'll have to look that up. Maybe we'll play it on here. Flat Moon. It's like Flat Moon 2025. And the banking families are what again? Oh, no. Who, what, where? Gaming, 007 Gaming has to go mow the lawn. You ask a question like that, and you're in for like an hour and a half YouTube deep dive rabbit hole video. Yeah, but God bless him. Listen, God bless. Listen, if people dig into that stuff, I can't help but respect it. You know, I'm too woke for Flat Moon. I respect that. I'm not above going Flat Moon. Listen, when I worked in radio a decade ago or so, I would say the moon landing was faked, not because I believed it, just because I knew it was so divisive. Like, I had no ties to it, aside from the fact that I knew it would spark a fire in people's bellies. So I would just, if the conversation was starting to teeter towards that, I would be like, well, you know they staged the moon landing out in Arizona on a soundstage. And I just did it for shits and giggles. That's it. Capitalism amazing. We have a fixed market, not a capitalist market. Lobbyists changed that over 30 years ago. Vance 2028. This is when you and I are going to start start disagreeing. They probably invented capitalism. I will sub though. Glad you can have convos without becoming ugly. Who, what, where? Watch the YouTube video, The Collapse of American Dream. Oh, I think I've seen that. But that's a good recommendation. Maybe, I don't know. I can't think of if I've seen that one, but I know what you're talking about. The animated, educating, Brokeback Moon landing. So you are really just a troll, T-Rex? Occasionally, yeah. I mean, isn't that part of life? You all have to troll something at some point. I mean, if you don't do it, how are you going to check that off your bucket list? I live in reality. No, you don't. You live in a capitalist wet dream of propagating people to think that their exploitation for the wealth consolidation of the few is beneficial to them. Not reality. Cap. What does cap mean? Kneecap? Like the group? That's good though. Okay, what, where? That he has a video he can rattle off like that. So there you can watch it. We'll come back here tomorrow. We'll recap. If you can't tell, he's sarcastically trolling people. I don't know what to tell you, man. Yapping of the century. Thank you, KG Zan136. Is that a family name? Cap means lie. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, young folk. Oh, Vance, stop copying and pasting. Stop it. I hate that. Don't make me silence you. Don't copy and paste. That's the kind of trolling I won't take. Keep telling me about your flat moon theories. It's ready. Yeah, is KGXAN136 a family name? I'm in my 30s. They keep it in the family. When my kids is 10. Vance, get something original, please. I'm subbed. I'm gonna go watch that vid. Go do it. Who, what, where, and then tomorrow, if you have time or if you get hit the notification bell, because tomorrow, if it's, I might watch it too, and then tomorrow we'll recap. Okay, we'll figure out if gaming 007 is correct. Is it the big banking families or is it capitalism? Tomorrow we decide, and the fate of the world rests in our hands. KG Zan136. Yeah, yours, because your wife is with me. Okay. Don't be upset, man. It was a funny joke. It was just a joke. So is Trump looking out for you? Who? Hey Rob, I enjoy watching your lives. I'm new. Francis, you came in the other day. It's good to see you. Good to see you again. I'm glad you re-stumbled upon the live stream. It is very good to see you, fam. Ignore reality. Are you just stating like your mission in life or what? How does he know the moon doesn't have a nice rack? KG Sand, you don't need to apologize to me. Okay. I see you freaking out inside reading the truth. The truth that this guy is best friends with Epstein and said it wasn't the creepy stuff that I broke it off for. It's because he took one of my masseuses. I'm assuming. He didn't say who it was that worked for him. Was it his toenail clipper? Was it his gardener? I don't know. Bro, my cat just screamed at me for laughing. Oh, where are my cats? Oh, not you, dog. Come here. You want to come here? Good girl. This guy's freaking a goofball. Thank you, Julio. Are you named after the what's his name? Paul Simon song? Me and Julio. He took rocket. I'm not gonna read that. I just learned what that word means, KG Zan. I'm not gonna say that. Can't remember high school. The Bill of Rights. I'm just a bill. Okay, guys. I think I tackled everything. I didn't really get to go into Kneecap too much, but they did a great interview in Jacobin. I highly suggest everybody read Jacobin. They did a great article interview. Those are the Kneecap Boys, Irish rap trio. If you haven't heard them, go listen to them, support their stuff, buy their merch. I love this. Mowgli Bop. The relationship we have with the people of England is very strong. Many of us have family there due to immigration. We just have a problem with the English government. There have been 800 years of English colonization of Ireland. We've had enough. And then they go on. DJ Provy says the British government has no right in Ireland. It doesn't serve the Irish people. It doesn't serve the English people. We would advocate for the working class in Ireland and England to come together. Our message is about unity, not division. And I think this is important for people to read it and listen to them in their interviews. The Irish, infamously, notoriously oppressed people. If you know about the Troubles in Northern Ireland, north of Ireland, you understand that this is what we're looking at. And I'm glad to see band Kneecap. They are like the Rage Against the Machine of today's time. Where we had, when I was growing up, we had Rage. Now they got Kneecap, Bob Villain. There's other bands that have this kind of class consciousness, don't bite into the culture war and keep the class war going. But I always try to encourage people to check them out, not only because they get great music and a great movie on Netflix just called Kneecap, I believe it is, but they're smart, you know, and just speak to any oppressed people who are aware of their history, and they will give you some good insights. There's no Northern Ireland, Serenity. Screw England. But did you notice the Moonwalkers, a pretty good band? Isaac, thank you for the recommendation. The Moonwalkers. I'm going to have to check that out. No, lobbyists are horrible. But you don't think the lobbyists are in bed with Trump? Anyways, I'll check out the Moonwalkers. And did you notice, instead of, where was it? Screw England. Julio, this is the message. It's the British, it's the governments. They don't serve the Irish or the English. And they go on to talk about, this is why, again, link down below. Everything I plan on talking about, I link down below so you can read for yourself. But they talk about, oh, and this was the other thing I wanted to touch upon. I'll just show you this. There's no such thing as a self-made man. They addressed Donald Trump and the bootstrap myth here in America. But with this article, they talk about how we have love for the English people, and the English people love them. They tour there. It's more about the systems of oppression, the governments. Step by step, ooh, baby. Moonwalker. Oh, Moonwalker. Okay, Moonwalker. Why I found you. Sure, my husband is Irish. Oh, cool. Does he speak Irish? I'm trying to learn. Are you ready to defend it? Because Donald Trump doesn't want to. He wants to use the military against its own people who are standing up for civil rights. Where'd you get that hat? I want one. Spencer, we addressed this earlier. I love to share. So I got this a long time ago when the podcast show, it was a podcast first. It was Desus and Mero. Then it turned into a show, and then it got a bigger show, and then it disappeared. Mero, the kid Mero, had this on, and it was classic material and why. I think it's on the back here. Yep. Classic material. Now, I know it was like a limited edition back in the day. I don't know if the website will have it. You have to check in and out because it's like a limited run. But it's a great hat. We're taking the red hat back. There's a lot of drug war veterans, not military, drug war. The U.S. proclaimed a political war against addicts, people with substance abuse issues. And that's not how you solve the problem. You help them, reintroduce them, rehab them into society. Many other countries have figured this out. America likes to fucking declare war on things. And there's many of us who have gone to jail, have gone to prison, who have died in this war on drugs. Yeah, that's what it is, Willow Tree. So hopefully, Spencer, that's one of the best damn red hats I've ever seen. It is. You know, there's been a lot of people. Let me just take a moment to for you young heads. I'm an old head. The red hat has been disgraced many times in the culture. First, there was this man by the name of Fred Durst. You might know him from Limp Bizkit. He was the lead singer, and he wore a backwards red hat and really made it trashy in the not cool kind of way. And then the MAGAs took the red hat, and we're going to take it back, okay? We're going to make it represent the actual people again. I have many friends who give their life to big pharmaceutical. Yeah, me too. Too many. Recently, in the past couple of years, I've lost a few more. And I know many Americans affected by that, so So we keep pushing for them. We keep pushing. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap up today's live. I want to thank everybody who has, even the people I disagree with. That's the difference maker. My Lord and Savior, Yeshua Christ, the man who spent a few weeks in the desert, going hungry, looking at stones, thinking they were bread, and saying, I'm not going to do that. The man who didn't charge copays to heal the sick. The man who said, love your enemy. And if your enemy asks you for you to walk with them a mile, you go too. That man, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, he doesn't have to be yours, but he told me to love people, love your neighbor, love your enemy. And he said, that will make you different from even the tax collector who loves people who love him. And the reason when people call me a liberal, I say, cut that shit out. You know, come on, smarten up. I'm a radical left wokist. I'm the one Trump warned you about. I'm what Donald says should scare you and give you nightmares and why you gotta, wear these red hats and pronounce your MAGA, because I'm out there and I don't want books banned. I don't want you to have medical debt. I don't want you to go broke taking a ride to the hospital in an ambulance. I want to tax wealth, not work. No more taxes on working people. Tax wealth. We tax Jeff Bezos more. Are you happy that Amazon pays less in a tax rate than you do? And that's what Trump did. I want tax on wealth, not workers, so we can pay for universal health care, so people don't have to suffer. 1 in 5 kids in America are food insecure. 1 in 5 kids every night go hungry. Your neighborhood, my neighborhood. It's unacceptable. And Jesus told me to love your neighbor. And who is that? Everyone's your neighbor. Go read the Good Samaritan parable. Oh, wait, is Gma in here? Sorry, preach, my brother. Thank you, Spencer. Hell yes, comrade. There you go. Call me comrade. Gma. There we go. You catching me at the end, but it's very good to see you. Gma, a longtime family member. Everybody show some respect. Tip your hats. So where was I? Sorry, I noticed that Gma was in here, and I don't stop my soapbox speeches for just anyone, all right? You come with some respect when Gma enters the chat. Thank you for subscribing, Willow Tree, and I encourage you to subscribe. But what I was explaining is the difference between me and some other people. They could be MAGA, they could be Democrats. I don't give a shit, is what Jesus tells me. And that's to love your neighbor. And who is your neighbor, you may ask? Well, if you read the Good Samaritan parable, you'll come to find out that everyone's your neighbor. So even when MAGA or Democrats or liberals want to poo-poo on me or want to shut me up or tell me, oh, you only got this many people in your lives who want to make fun of me, I won't stop. Why? Because people, like we heard in the chat earlier, are working 60 hours a week and still stressed about bills, still stressed about rent, still stressed about car, still stressed about health, still stressed about whatever. And there's too many people that are addicted to some kind of substance that was on purpose. Just look up Purdue Pharma, the Sackler family, all that stuff, that infiltrated, made tons of money off of our addiction, knowing that it was addictive and saying and telling doctors to tell you it wasn't. For Donald Trump, Donald just encouraged states, wrote some executive presidential post-it note saying criminalize homelessness, mental health issues, and substance abuse. He is criminalizing loved ones. Maybe you go, oh, nobody I know is addicted. Well, somebody that is your neighbor knows a loved one that's addicted, homeless, or has mental health issues. And that's okay. We don't chastise and exercise and, what's the other word? The one word I'm looking for. I can't come to it. But we don't cut them out of the community. We don't put them in jail for Trump and his regime's private prison buddies to make money off us. What we do is we rehab them. We integrate them back into the community. This is just proven science, folks. Go ask anybody who's been to prison. Oh, did it rehab you? And it's just too sad that too many people are fighting for some orange turd who is best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, this Nepo baby, who said it wasn't the creepy island behavior that made me leave him. It was he took one of my workers. Like that caliber of assholery, okay? That caliber. Who, what, where? They got me addicted to painkillers at 13. I've been clean for almost 3 years. That's awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Sobriety, amazing. Amazing. I was a highly functioning addict, making over 75K a year, doing it around daily. That's an amazing story. Ostracized. Thank you, Lizard. Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. Who, what, where? I want to take a moment to tell you that that is an important story, and I encourage you to share that with people. When I was on the radio, I would share my story. My dad, this is YouTube, but my dad ended his own life when I was very young. My youngest brother has been homeless for over 10 years. My other brother is doing okay. My mom went to sleep and passed away in her sleep. And my addiction that I already had got much worse. And I was making 6 figures a year. I was making over $100,000 a year, a functioning addict. And I finally decided to get clean. And I also tried to share that story with as many people as I could. I've testified at the Massachusetts State House. I've spoken at events. I try to organize my work because I believe in the power of the people. But more importantly, I believe that sharing your story, and it's hard because it's intimate and it opens you up to people who are callous to, like people in radio would just say, "Shut up, you dumb junkie. Why should we take any advice from you?" And I would ignore them and keep telling my story because it didn't matter if 100 people told me, "Shut up, you junkie. Why should we listen to you?" There was always somebody who would say, "Thank you. I'm struggling right now. You've encouraged me to get clean," or that there's hope or something. Or people say, "My loved one, my this, that." And that is more powerful than any hate in the world. So who, what, where, I please encourage you to, I don't know if you're open with that, but I'm very, very grateful, and I'm humbled that you felt cool enough to share that in here, and that's what this is all about. And that's inspiring that you have 3 years clean. The world is better that you're here. You make a difference, I'm sure, to someone. And just from having you in the chat, it's been cool. I always encourage people to join the conversation, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will be back tomorrow afternoon. And then on Thursday, I think I'm going to try to go live much longer, maybe earlier. Oh, my cat's meowing for me. My cat's calling me. Oh, and buy me a coffee, Gma. Thank you. I promoted it earlier if you watch it back. If you want to support the channel financially, I make no money here on YouTube. You'll know the day because I'll start promoting tea tree oil toothpicks from Australia. I buy these on my own, but I say I'm never going to sell you some Scotland yard, a yard of Scotland land and sell you a title that you could be a lord. I always thought that was suspect. Turns out it was a scam. I'm not going to sell you MeUndies. I'll sell you stuff like toothpicks because I use them and I believe in them. Just like in radio, I had to get to the point where I had to believe in the stuff I was talking about. So I make no money here. I do it for the love. I love to bring news. I love to talk to people. Australian toothpicks. Serenity. And I do it for the community because we are more powerful together. That's why they want to keep us divided. Remember that. Please check out the links down below. Who, what, where. God bless you, man. All we want is a better future, not worse. And it feels like everything is against us, not the average American. And that I say this a lot. It went from, same with the service industry. Corporations went from the customer's always right to we value our employees to only the shareholders matter. And over generations that I've witnessed, it went from we want better for our kids to fuck you, spoiled brats. And I don't understand what happened. Well, I do. A lot of propaganda, a lot of bootstrap mything, and a lot of this propagandizing of the people. But it's important that we come together. And what, like I was saying, Gma, thank you for getting me back on track. If you do want to support the channel, which I understand how times are tough right now for everyone, so this is usually why I don't mention it, because I hope to make money off of YouTube. That's why I say hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can come back and watch. You can give me stories. I could share stories with you, like we talked about Julian Brown, the inventor who they believe went missing. We found out from a commenter he's His mom said he's okay, but he figured out a way to turn plastic into petroleum. We talked about that today. We'll follow up with this story tomorrow more. Toothpicks are woke now. They're wicked woke. So if you can't support, don't worry. But if you do want to, like Gma has the first supporter of the channel, which I'm forever grateful. In fact, Gma, I'm glad I caught you because you know what? I've been trying to teach myself oil painting, and I wanted to figure out a way that I could get people who have been subscribed and support the channel, maybe small oil paintings that I'm doing, because I got a bunch of them. And my sister said, don't throw them away, send them to me. And I was like, I was going to throw all these oil paintings away. I was saving them to figure out what I would learn. And I thought, you know what might be cool if people like art, especially bad art. And I could somehow get art to people that support the channel. Oil paint. So maybe we've got to figure that out in the Discord. Again, if you want to join the Discord, link down below. It was in the chat. Solus put it on there. C-Unit. You do wet on wet landscapes? Wet on wet is so hard, C-Unit. And I was trying to do a landscape the other day. You're going to make me freak out and go on for another hour. Because I could not, the wet on wet just turned to mud on me. You understand that? Mud. It was all blending colors and I couldn't do my clouds and I was so angry. And then I just put on Bob Ross and calmed the fuck down. But again, I'm working with the Newton Windsor oil paints. I have the canvas, but the paintbrushes are iffy. And I finally just got paint thinner. I'm piecing it together one piece at a time. I need to get some good paintbrushes. That's so cool, C-Unit. Will you post some stuff on your, do you post on your channel? I would love to check out your wet on wet. Love the hat. Thank you. Hope you're on the right side. The rights side or like the people's side? Because you understand the right just criminalized. They want to put addicts in jail. But anyways, C-Unit, please join the Discord. Post your art. Curtis that too. Curtis isn't in here. Discord link right there. Solus, you're the man. Thank you. I love you. But C-Unit, the Discord, we have an art club in there where Curtis, who's a longtime member of the channel, family member, he posts his art in there. He's an amazing like pen artist. He does these sick cartoons and some apps. He does a bunch of stuff, but rights as in your rights to do what you want with your own body. Oh, Tony, of course. Women's rights are everyone's rights, 100%. I find it so ironic that some of these Republicans have the guff to say small government. And then if you ask them, like in hands off a woman's body, they all of a sudden change their tune. Fuck those people. So yes, women's rights. No AI arts, please. Yeah. Jason Funk, you've been huffing it. You can't huff oil paints. Come on. Get with it. Troll better. So yeah. I'm going to wrap up now. My cat's calling me. Gma, so glad you got to make it. Solus, I'm very, very grateful for you. Who, what, when, where? God sent. I'm going to just make a quick example of you. If you come with misogyny, I'm going to time you out. That's just one of the rules. No racism, misogyny, homophobia. Don't do that. Don't be mean-spirited. And if you're going to be stupid enough to say something like that, we'll time you out. So come back tomorrow. See if you can get time back in. My mom loves oil paint. She uses pastels, oil water. I love pastels. So listen, here, you know what? Maybe I'll show you guys one of my art pieces real quick. So when I was in high school, I was going to go to art school. I decided against it. But when I was in high school, I did this. And I didn't do it with, I used to love pastels and ash and charcoals. Charcoal was my favorite medium. And again, we were in high school. But when we were in high school, we used to save our cannabis ash. And I would draw with that. But here, you guys can see, that's one of my art. I did that in 10th grade. 10th grade art piece. That's the one I kept. So hopefully you like that art. But I have weird art all around. That one's not mine. But maybe tomorrow, if you guys come back, let's hit 90 likes. Somebody hit the thumbs up. Or actually, no, if we can get to 100 before I get off. If we can get to 100 likes, I'll show you guys some of my art tomorrow, my oil painting. And then you could really make fun of me. Thank you, Jima. No, Sagittarius, Francis. Are you a Pisces? Yes, the taxpayer should have. I am bi, but afraid to date men right now because the risk of Roe Wade being gone. It's a valid. Well, there's always contraceptives and always being safe, you know. So, but I understand, you know. You always heard this in team sports. You're only as strongest as your weakest link, right? You would hear that, like coaches would say shit like that. And I don't understand how that got lost on people were in our community. Like if women in your neighbors, your wife, your family members, women don't have rights, guess what? You don't have rights either. You can't have some rights for some people and some rights for not. I mean, if we're gonna take away women's rights, then no more ED medication, you know? No, I'm a Virgo. Oh, Virgo! My favorite rapper, Atmosphere, Slug, is a Virgo, and he has a song called Virgo. Look it up, Francis. I promise you, you'll like it. It's an amazing song. We're at 92 likes. All right, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Virgos unite. What's Virgo? Is Virgo September? If we make it to 100, I'll show you guys my art tomorrow. My oil paintings. Virgo September, right? Oh, Jason, we need educate. We need to invest in education. All right. Well, I got to wrap it up. We made it close. Maybe I'll show you one. Yes, late August, early September. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Alma. Good to see you again. I don't know if you're still here. Virgo gang. Oh, there's a ton of Virgos in here. We got a ton of Virgos in my family too. Love Virgos. Love Virgos. But I'm the greatest sign of them all. Sagittarius. All right, Alma Jima, Francis. I'm so glad you came back, Francis. Rad to have you here. That's amazing. I appreciate that. Bo, you know what that means, right? Defending the elite trafficking ring. That's all it means. Okay, guys. If you're not subscribed, please hit it. And then the notification bell. Join me tomorrow. Much love, respect, peace.